Welcome. My name is Mr. Kubis, the principal for Milwee Middle School, a pre-engineering magnet, home of the Spartans, the place for engineering your future. At Milwee, we expect all Spartans to learn and rise. Be respectful, act with integrity, behave safely, and strive for excellence every day. We will work together to achieve our common purpose, maximizing student learning for all students by improving our teaching techniques, to influence all students to do quality work, and to capture and inspire all students to learn by providing those relationships. The vision of Milwee Middle School is to integrate to innovate our magnet theme by providing all our students a way to explore and find their passion, leading to a sense of purpose, making connections with real-world experiences in the classroom, in collaboration with our teachers, parents, students, and community. My number one rule is that all students attending Milwee Middle School pre-engineering magnet has the right to feel, to learn, and be safe. We hope you get to know us better and answer your questions. I am looking forward to setting a new journey with my new Spartan families, and thank you.
Welcome, future Spartans. Let's take a sneak peek into what your future might look like. We are engineering the future at Milwee Middle School by providing an innovative pre-engineering curriculum that challenges all our Spartans. Middle school is a time for exploration, a time when students are discovering what they are passionate about today and how that relates to who they will become in the future. The Project Lead the Way Gateway Curriculum is a cornerstone of our magnet program, a nationally recognized course of study that engages students in hands-on, collaborative problem solving that is focused on real-world challenges. This world-class program is for our Spartans who aspire to be productive leaders in science, technology, engineering, and math. Our students can explore engineering through a variety of our engineering electives. In our greenhouse, students can experience our outdoor educational program. At Milwee, we aim to help our Spartans grow both in and outside the classroom. Milwee's curriculum is delivered through a highly personalized program where teachers meet their students' needs in the learning process. Whether it involves extra support, the character of our students is as important to us as the academic success and readiness. We work to develop that character through our school culture. We instill our RISE expectations. Spartans are taught respect, integrity, safety, and excellence, and they practice these traits throughout each day.
I love being a teacher at Milwee Middle School because of the teachers I get to work with and the students that I get to teach. The students are great, they're funny, they're hilarious, and I'm able to make connections with them each and every day.
Milwee is a great school because this place is a family. It's not an institution. People here really care about each other. The teachers care about the kids, the teachers care about the teachers, and the kids care about each other and the teachers. It's this reciprocity that you just can't duplicate anywhere else. Teaching is an unusual experience where you get to work with the children every day and experience their aha moments. We get to see them actually grasp a concept and then apply it to their own lives. And our hope and our dream as teachers is that it will be applied to the rest of their lives forever.
Parents can sense that every teacher is dedicated, admin is dedicated, the teacher coaches are dedicated. They know at this school their students are going to be well taken care of. Their education is our top priority, their safety as well. And also we communicate with the parents so that they understand what they can do to help their kids as well.
Milwee is such an excellent school because the talent and dedication of our teachers from both the electives departments and our Common Core subjects and our electives in general all are at a high level, and we apply those to our lessons and the learning of our students.
We hope you've enjoyed just seeing a little snippet of who we are at Milwee, and we look forward to bringing your children into our Milwee family. Go Spartans!
Does your child have the knack? Check this video out.
I'm worried about little Dilbert. He's not like other kids.
What do you mean?
Yesterday, I left him alone for a minute, and he disassembled the TV, our clock, and the stereo.
That's perfectly normal. Kids take things apart.
Ooh. The part that worries me is he used the components to build a ham radio set.
Oh dear.
Is that bad?
Normally I'd want to run an EEG on him, but the machine isn't working. It's worse than I feared.
What is it?
I'm afraid your son has the Knack.
The Knack?
The Knack. It's a rare condition characterized by an extreme intuition about all things mechanical and electrical, and utter social ineptitude.
Can he lead a normal life?
No. He'll be an engineer.
No!
There. Don't blame yourself.
Will it go away over time?
It might, but pray it doesn't. If an engineer loses the Knack, the results can be devastating.
And in further news, you might want to get out those...
Thanks for filling in for our regular doctor on such short notice.
I was in the neighborhood.
If your child has the Knack, you're in the right place. Welcome to Magnet Night. My name is Mr. Kubis, the principal for Milwee Middle School, a pre-engineering magnet, home of the Spartans, the place for engineering your future. At Milwee, we expect all Spartans to learn and rise, be respectful, act with integrity, behave safely, and strive for excellence every day. We will work together to achieve our common purpose, maximizing student learning for all students by improving our teaching techniques to influence all students to do quality work and to capture and inspire all students to learn by building those relationships. The vision of Milwee Middle School is to integrate to innovate our magnet theme by providing all our students a way to explore and find their passion, leading to a sense of purpose, making connections with real-world experiences in the classroom in collaboration with our teachers, our parents, our students, and the community. My number one rule is that all students attending Milwee Middle School Pre-Engineering Magnet has the right to learn, feel safe, and be safe. Tonight is for you to get to know us better and to answer your questions. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you our panel for tonight's event. Mrs. Brundage, Assistant Principal, she oversees our Science and Social Studies departments. Dr. Cora, Assistant Principal, she oversees our Language Arts, Reading, Electives, and ESOL departments. Mrs. Darcy, Assistant Principal, oversees our ESC and Math departments. Mrs. Coker, our Magnet Coordinator. Mr. Bruin, who's working behind the scenes, ELA teacher and instructional coach, and Mrs. McManus, school counselor. I want to thank our faculty and staff here tonight for taking time away from the families to assist in providing this event. Milwee Middle School is the place for engineering your future. Have a great night, and thank you. And now, Dr. Kaur.
Good evening, and thanks again for tuning in. As Mr. Kubis said, I'm Dr. Cora, Assistant Principal, and I'm here to describe the logistics for the evening. As you can see from the agenda on the screen, we will be running 4 sessions. Each session will last 10 minutes. We will start with our content area, language arts, math, social studies, and science. Within each session, you will hear a brief summary of each course, along with additional information that may pertain to your future Spartan. We will end the evening with a panel discussion and another opportunity for questions and answers. Ultimately, our goal is to help you determine why you would want to send your child to Milwee, because no matter what happens in the future, no matter which path you take, Milwee will help you and your child engineer their future. As we go through this evening, please be sure to enter your questions in the Q&A box. We will answer after each session. We will also respond to additional questions at the end of this event. Let's begin by talking about content. Before we do, I'd like to introduce our teachers representing their content area. First, we have Mr. Charpentier, Language Arts. Next to Mr. Charpentier is Ms. Rogers, Math, Ms. Steele, Social Studies, and there on the end, Mr. Turner, Science. We also have Mr. Bruin, Language Arts teacher behind the scenes. He will assist with answering any questions you may have about Seminole County Public Schools, pre-IB, and gifted. As a reminder, please be sure to enter your questions in the Q&A box. We will respond at the end of this session. Mr. Charpentier?
Hi, I'm Andrew Charpentier. I'm representing Language Arts here at Milwee. Just a few things to hopefully entice you to come here to Milwee next year. We start with assessments, so we get a good idea of what our kids are capable of doing. And that helps us start to plan for the lessons. Our lessons don't only incorporate text. It's not simply just reading and writing. We're incorporating technology, like Nearpod, Kahoot, things like that, to engage our kids in what is sometimes a subject that they're not that fond of, if we're being honest. The texts we like to use are, I feel, unique because they offer an opportunity to read some things that maybe the kids aren't used to. We go to classics like Roald Dahl, but also incorporate award-winning writers such as Jason Reynolds. Our teachers are skilled in different techniques to engage and keep all our students working. That's about it.
Good evening, future Spartans. I am Mrs. Elizabeth Rogers. I teach math here at Milwee. So math is probably one of the more complicated ones. We have lots of options for math. Students and parents do self-select math here at Milwee. And you've got the following options. You can choose 6th grade standard math, 6th grade advanced, 6th grade pre-IB math, or GEMS. It's important to note, though, that if your student scores a FSA math level of 3, they will be enrolled in advanced math for 6th grade. If you choose 6th grade standard, your student will learn all of the 6th grade standards. The following year, they take the 7th grade standard, and in 8th grade, they will take 8th grade pre-algebra. If you choose 6th grade advanced or 6th grade pre-IB, that course covers all of the 6th grade standards and a chunk of the 7th grade standards as well, to set your student up to take 7th grade advanced pre-IB and algebra in 8th grade. GEMS is our most rigorous 6th grade math class. To enter this course, it is definitely recommended that your student has taken 5th grade primes. Students in this class complete all of the 6th grade standards through Virtual Bridge at home. They then take 7th and 8th grade standards at school with our GEMS teacher to set them up to take algebra honors in 7th grade and geometry honors in 8th grade. Milwee's math department prides itself on the support that we provide our students through our 6th grade math lab, our intensive 7th and 8th grade math classes, our iReady math homerooms. We have an algebra workshop to just support our algebra kids who do have to pass the EOC at the end of our algebra classes. We provide after-school tutorial. We use Khan Academy a lot. I know that a lot of our students are familiar with Khan Academy, and we do offer math summer programs to get your student ready to come and see us here at Milwee. Any questions that you guys may have, as Dr. Forrest said, please type them into the chat, and I will be happy to answer any math questions at the end of the session.
Hello, I'm Lizzie Steele, Miss Steele from Milwee, I know because you're here, and I'm here to represent social studies. Social studies is a unique department. We work collaboratively to really create these experiences for our students to find their place both culturally, spatially, and physically in the world today. We try to prepare them to be productive citizens, to know their civic responsibilities, their social responsibilities, their responsibilities to themselves, and their responsibilities to their school, whichever school they may choose, but we hope you choose Milwee. So where we're going for here, in social studies, we give you 3 options that you have to take, and we will go into 6th grade world history, followed by 7th grade civics. 7th grade civics provides a instruction that leads up to their end of course, which is the end of course state assessment. For civics, it is required to move on into high school. From there, students will go on into 8th grade U.S. history, where they can, in any of the grade levels, take standard, advanced, or pre-IB. We use FSA scores from ELA in order to assess our students and appropriately place them in these courses. Social studies also works together to really create an abundance of opportunities for our students, both at home and here at school. We try to facilitate using both technology that is available within our classrooms along with hands-on experiences for our students to really have the tools they need to be productive citizens in the world today and to understand how they can contribute to their society, their families, and their school at large. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mr. Turner. I am the Science Department Chair here at Milwee, and I'm here to welcome you guys to Milwee Science and all the awesome things we do in our science department. A little bit of a course outlining course progression of how science goes here at Milwee. We start in 6th grade with Comprehensive Science 1. Comprehensive Science is a mix of physical, life, and earth-space science all put together and taught throughout the year so that when we get to our 8th grade state assessment, we do awesome. So 6th grade is Comprehensive 1. We have that at different levels of standard, advanced, and pre-IB/gifted. Then they go on to Comprehensive 2 in 7th grade, and then they have an option in 8th grade to either do standard or advanced Comprehensive Science 3, or we're one of only a few schools that offer Environmental Science Honors, a high school credit honors class that counts as one of their high school science. A little bit about what we talk about in Comprehensive Science 1. We start with scientific thinking, talk about ecosystems, atoms to molecules, Earth's interior and the layers of the Earth, plate tectonics, and we round out the year with the solar system. Comprehensive Science is an overview of all middle school science, all different types and domains of science put together, and every year it builds on what we've learned in previous years. Our 8th graders take the statewide science assessment, which is a test that all 8th graders across the state take. It's basically the FSA for science, and they do very, very well. We also have a greenhouse here on campus. It's state-of-the-art. We have hydroponic and aquaponic systems to grow both edible produce and ornamental plants here on campus to make our campus beautiful.
All right, as we have been going through the evening, we have had some questions asked in the chat box, rather. Let's go ahead and start responding to these. The first question we have is, my daughter is in Choices in Learning and Math. Would she qualify for 6 GEMS if she does not have 5th grade primes? Also, what is covered in 5th grade primes? Ms. Rogers, can you expound on that a little bit?
So the 5th grade primes class covers most of the 6th grade standards. If your student is really passionate about math and really good at math, organized, that is definitely an option for your student. GEMS would definitely be an option for your student. Our suggestion coming into GEMS Math is to complete the Khan Academy missions for 5th grade and 6th grade, so they can start working on that as soon as now. So it is definitely an option for your student to go into GEMS. Just know that if she goes into GEMS and after the first couple of weeks she's like, oh my gosh, this is too much, we definitely have the option to move those students into a different math class, a pre-IB advanced class, if that's necessary. So that is definitely an option for you and your students.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is, if your child is in an elementary gifted program and is accepted to Milwee, do they automatically go into a gifted program at Milwee? Mr. Bruin, would you like to take that one?
Sure. Our SCPS pre-IB prep program is a curriculum that is designed to serve the needs of gifted students. So gifted services are rolled in with the curriculum in that coursework. There are projects that allow them opportunities to really explore the areas where they're strong, which is what we try to do for our gifted students.
Very good. Our next question, we still have about a minute left. We have a parent asking, you stated FSA needs to be a 3 for advanced math. I have heard there won't be FSAs this year. If this is the case, is the FSA from 4th grade used? I can respond to this one. As of now, we did have a meeting today regarding testing, and there has been no plan to delay our FSA. So currently, everything we're working on is with the assumption that we will have FSA this year. If that changes, of course, we'll have some decisions that we'll have to adjust. Another question, would students that attend the magnet program have any different types of classes than what has been presented? Do magnet students attend the majority of the same classes together? I guess I can take this one too. Basically, our school is a unique school in that all of our students on our campus get to experience the magnet program. So regardless of what level, regardless of what classes, the magnet program is within all of our curriculum. That's all the time we have for our core content. We're going to go ahead and move on to to our Project Lead the Way Gateway. They're coming up next. Stay tuned.
Good evening and welcome back. We're here now with our engineering elective teachers. At Milwee, our pre-engineering curriculum is offered through Project Lead the Way Gateway. This program boosts classroom engagement and drives collaboration. Each PLTW Gateway course engages students in hands-on activities. I'm very happy to introduce our Project Lead the Way Gateway engineering teachers. We have Mr. Colleen, Mr. Miller, Ms. Unterreiner, and Ms. Yurichko. Hi. And we're going to begin the evening with Mr. Colleen, who's going to tell you in this session about the fabulous engineering classes he teaches, and then we're going to hear from all of them.
Hello, my name is John Colleen, and thank you for attending tonight. We're extremely glad to be able to highlight some of the great elements of our curriculum here at Milwee and hopefully help you make a really good decision for your child. I will be giving an overview of 4 classes: Green Architecture, Energy and the Environment, Science of Technology, and Magic of Electrons. And just as a side note, each of these is a standalone semester course. It's taught from a hands-on engineering perspective, so students can really get have a good way of being able to explore a variety of different engineering disciplines. The first class I wanted to mention was Green Architecture. And this course gives students the opportunity to explore design and construction of homes. Students are going to learn about planning residential spaces, learn about how to read symbols and read blueprints, learn about designing green buildings. They're going to explore the basics of wood frame construction and learn about using Autodesk Revit and making some of their models be 3D using Autodesk Revit software. In Energy and the Environment, students are going to be exploring the challenges that we're going to have meeting our energy needs for the future. And so they learn about the concepts of energy and power. They investigate and model different types of alternative energy sources. They get to design and build wind turbine blades and test how well they work and determine how much energy they produce. They explore practical ways to conserve resources and even to be able to get energy back from products that we have already made. In Magic of Electrons, students learn about basic circuitry design. They'll be examining the impact of electricity on the world around them. So they'll learn how electricity is produced. They'll be exploring the relationship between electricity and magnetism. They'll learn how to design electrical circuits. They'll investigate different types of components and how they affect those circuits, and they're going to get to use then their understanding of those components and look into digital electronics as well. And finally, Science of Technology, students learn some of the practical uses for physics, chemistry, and they learn about nanotechnology as well. And so they're going to learn about engineering concepts and how those concepts help us to solve things like world hunger or pollution of our environment, creating new materials, meeting our energy needs. Students are going to, in the applied physics portion, they're going to learn about how we create motion, have a better understanding of forces. One of the fun projects they do in that is create a Rube Goldberg machine that has to work with other Rube Goldberg machines. And then we get into nanotechnology, and students learn about just amazing materials, amazing things that are nano products. So they're going to investigate those, learn how they're created and what makes them so amazing. It's a really great curriculum. So as a final thought, I just wanted to let you know that it's really a treat to teach these fun and engaging classes, and I hope to see you next year. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Miller.
Good evening. I'm Mr. Miller. I teach 2 computer science classes here at Milwee. First is Introduction to Computer Science for Innovators and Makers, and the second is Introduction to Computer Science for App Creators. The first of those 2, the Innovators and Makers course, focuses on teaching the students that there's a difference or that programming goes beyond the virtual world into the physical world. Students learn how to program a microprocessor, microcontroller, along with several other input sensors, your flex sensor, pressure sensor, acceleration sensor, things like that, and they use those inputs from the environment to use those data and process them in their microprocessor to then turn around and generate data into the environment, such as lighting up different things, acoustical outputs, as well as actuators, which can move devices around. This course includes both a blocky style programming language as well as a text-based programming language, which is JavaScript. The second course I teach is Introduction to Computer Science for App Creators. This course teaches students how to write programs for mobile devices. So they create applications for tablets, smartphones, things like that. The focus of this course is biomedical. Some of the projects the students are involved with in this course are a disease tracker, very appropriate for today's environment, where they would be something that a medical person in the field would use to keep track of various diseases. Another application that is a project in the class is an anatomy trainer, where they create a interface that has a human body, and then they have a bunch of organs, and they're able to move the organs into place and test their understanding of the anatomy. So that's pretty much it. Again, the second course is focused on a blocky style programming language, but also includes some Python training.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller. And Ms. Unschreiner, before you start, I just want to remind parents, if you have any questions, just please enter those in the Q&A box on the side. We'll get to those at the end of this session. All right, Ms. Unschreiner.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Schreiner, and I teach 2 PLTW classes here at Milwee Middle School. Yes, ma'am, other teachers are not there. In design and modeling, the students will learn the engineering design process. They'll learn different engineering drawing methods. They'll learn about measurement, and then they learn the Autodesk Inventor 3D software that's actually used by industry. And it will carry them through when they go to high school at Lyman. In that engineering program, they also use the Autodesk Inventor and Rivet to do their high school program. So they kind of get a leg up here at Milwee, which other students in the county would definitely not gain. And my next course is medical detectives. And in this class, they learn how medical professionals use engineering skills to diagnose, treat, and prevent illnesses. So we talked about everything from the flu. Last year, we talked about COVID when it first came out. They learn about the body systems and how they function. They learn about the brain and the nervous system, and they actually get to dissect the sheep's brain and do a compare-contrast. We extract the DNA from our own saliva, and we solve a crime scene unit. These are great courses that give the students the opportunity to do hands-on work in a field that they might find interesting in a semester long.
Hey, future Spartans, I am Linda Yurichko, and I have the unbelievable privilege of only working with 6th graders. So if you are an upcoming 6th grader at Milwee, I am the teacher that is going to be your mama bear. So I'm just being really honest. I love working with my little 6th graders and watching them turn into these mature Spartans. I have 2 classes that I teach. The first one in first semester is called Automation and Robotics. Now you might be thinking, what's the difference between automation robotics and Lego robotics? Well, let me tell you. My class is what I say goes wide. We go into the engineering process, which is what Mrs. Unterweiner talked about, the design process. But we do 3 different types of engineering, you guys. We do mechanical engineering, which means you make stuff. And then we do automated systems, which means you're going to program stuff. So you're a computer engineer. And then you wire all that stuff together with an energy source. So you're an electrical engineer. So you're learning 3 different types of engineering. And I'm telling you, it is fun. That is what I want to make sure you have every single day in my class. Fun, fun, fun. And then second semester, we do flight and space. Now, if you love anything that gets lift, you get to make it and probably break it in my classroom. We make everything from tetrahedron kites to gliders to hovercrafts to rockets to Mars rovers. But we start with the history of space and flight, because you can't know where you're going until you know where you've been, right? So each week we build something that gets flight, we test it, we innovate it, and then you take it home. So I call it a make it and a take it. So parents, get ready, because you're going to have a lot of stuff around the house. And I can't tell you, as a parent, as a teacher, I just want you to know that this place is family. If you've not heard that from anybody before, I do want you to hear that from me, that every teacher is invested in the soul and the life of your kiddo. We don't take our job lightly. It's a calling, and it is such an honor to be a part of this amazing teaching team. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Gosh, guys, that's just amazing. So we have a few questions from our audience. And so these electives, do they have a lot of homework?
No.
So you do most of your things in class?
I don't
All
do any
things
homework.
they don't do are because they didn't take the time to do them in class.
If you didn't get it finished in class, then you have homework. All right. And so medical, we were a pre-engineering magnet, but we have other medical options to explore at a later stage. And I know medical detectives, Ms. Untrainer, you do a lot. And then they can go on to the Academy of Health at Seminole High School. And so electives,
and
there was a question.
bioengineering at Lyman.
Oh, and bioengineering at Lyman.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, are the electives by grade, like some for 6th and some for 7th?
Oh, I can take that one.
Yes, Ms. Yurichko.
So I have first semester just automation and robotics for just 6th graders. And I think that's really important because they're learning how to make those friendships. And then I have just flight and space second semester for just 6th graders. And then there's, I don't want to call them more advanced classes, but there's more intricate.
Let's build on what you taught the kids.
Right. So I'm thinking my PLTW classes in 6th graders, for 6th grade, are laying the foundation for the other PLTW classes they're going to take in 7th and 8th grade.
And most of the other classes are 7th and 8th grade mixed classes.
Our curriculum guide is online, so you can pull that up and look at it on our website. And you'll get to choose these classes in the spring when you select your classes. So yes, you do get to rank order, like your first choice, second choice, third choice. We do have art classes. We do have after-school activities. We have competition teams, and buses are provided to students who live more than 2 miles from the school. So if we didn't get to your question, we'll get to it at the end of the night. But next up, we're going to get ready for fine art. So thank you. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Have a great evening.
Good night.
Good evening, families. I am going to introduce our fabulous fine arts department, starting with Mrs. Neal, our chorus and drummer teacher, Mr. Barch, our art teacher, and Mr. Autry, our band director. Please be sure to enter your questions in the Q&A box. We will respond at the end of this session.
Hello, my name is Kitty Neal. I teach theater and chorus here at Milwee. We're excited to have you future Spartans joining us tonight. I teach, like I said, theater and chorus. We have an advanced chorus and a beginning chorus. All sixth graders would start with the beginning chorus, and then if you're interested, we can move you into that advanced chorus as we go along. And then theater right now is a one-semester class. So it's an introduction to theater. I look forward to hopefully after all this crazy pandemicness ends to start some after-school performances, but we will see how that goes.
Hi, I'm Mr. Barch. I'm the art teacher here at Milwee. We have 3 different art programs here that you can participate at. The first class is an introduction to art class. That's Art 2D. That's your traditional drawing, painting, printmaking, and collage, but a little bit more modern take on it. The second class that we have here at Milwee is the advanced class. That's Art 3D. That's sculpture. That's going to be working with ceramics, recycled materials. Everything in that class is handmade and hand-built. The third class is a unique class to Milwee. That's the technical art. I like to call that drawing and drafting, or art for engineers. Everything that we do in that class is pencil and paper based, which means that we're going to be doing orthographic projection, isometric drawing, perspective drawing, and a lot of design challenges.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshua Autry. I'm the band director here. I'm so proud that the band is such an awesome group of students that are hardworking, and they are some of the biggest group of students on campus to be a part of a family. So if you're looking for a group, somewhere for your student to go, that they're going to be welcomed and have a really large group of friends to be around and be a part of a community, the band is the place for you. Our band program has about, on a normal year, 250 kids. It's a little lighter right now, so we've got lots of room for your students to come and join us. And I've got a quick little song for you to play just to give you an idea of what we have been working on lately. Halloween was a couple of weeks ago, so we learned a song called Spooky Mansion. So here's about 1 minute of it, and enjoy. All right, so that was a good little taste of what the advanced students who have been playing their instrument for over a year now, that's what they've been working on during the first quarter. So as you can see, all of those students all know how to play their instruments, but your student coming into 6th grade might not know anything about playing an instrument or anything about band, and that's okay. We start our beginning band students, band 1, all the way from scratch, as if they've never taken a music class in their life. We'll teach them how to read music. We'll teach them how to take care of their instrument, how to make great sounds on their instrument, and how to then be a part of our band family. So fear not, your student who has never done music before would fit in just fine with our wonderful band program. So I want to go over, before my time's done, a couple of myths that people often ask me about band classes. First is that band interferes with sports. Just know that we only have 3 or 4 after-school functions in beginning band throughout the year, and those are our concerts. So we work around conflicts with sports. There's no after-school rehearsals. Band requires prior knowledge of instruments or reading music. Like I talked about already, we will take your student from the ground up. Whatever they know or whatever they don't know, we will act like they are brand new and fresh, even if they know stuff, and move them up from there. And then 2 more things. Band requires private lessons. That's not true. We offer plenty of instruments that you do not need to take private lessons on. You can just come in and join our band class, and we'll teach you everything you need to know. And the last thing is that band is expensive. While there are costs about renting an instrument, we also will help you with understanding what to look for and how to rent an instrument for our band program. And we have some scholarships available to help you if you have financial needs. We have safety nets in place. So I hope that answers any questions you have about band. Thank you for listening.
Please be sure that you have entered your questions in the Q&A box.
If we do not get to your question now, we will answer at the end of the event. All right, looks like we have a few questions that have come through. The first one is, are art classes half a semester or full year classes, Mr. Bart?
That's an excellent question. All of the classes at Milwee for art are only a half a year long, so that's one semester, which is great because it gives you an opportunity to take a lot of different classes within the year.
Perfect. Mr. Altry, how do they choose the instrument that is perfect for them?
Awesome. So we go through an instrument test drive where I invite your student and yourself, parent, to come after school and meet with me for about a half an hour, and we'll go through every single instrument with your student. I'll hold the instrument for them. I'll talk to you about the process of renting the instrument at the same time, and we'll figure out what the best choice is for them. I tell kids to always keep an open mind, but if they have an instrument they really want to play, we'll make it work.
All right, this question coming in is from Ms. Neal. It says, to clarify, is the first semester class just for theater, or are there any other clubs for drama or theater?
Okay, it is a one semester class for theater, and it is offered in the fall or the spring. But right now there is just one semester for theater. There is a theater club during our club time, but that is not the club that I teach.
Okay. Another question here. Which art classes can we take in the 6th grade?
6th grade, the classes available to you are going to be Art 2D, that's your introduction to art class, and the other one is the technical art class. Those are the only ones available for 6th graders. The sculpture class, the Art 3D, is available for 7th and 8th graders if they've taken Art 2D.
Looking here through the questions again. All right, we have another question coming through. Do the drama classes put on productions for the school?
They have not currently been putting on productions. This is my 3rd year here, and so we're hoping to get some things off the ground. But as of right now, no, they have not.
All right. That is all for our question and answer section. Remember, if we did not get to your questions, we'll answer them at the end of this segment. Also, coming up next is our technology. Welcome to the technology session. You might say we saved the best to last. I'd like to introduce you to 3 of our outstanding teachers. Ms. Hess, who teaches our video game design, Mr. Myers, who teaches music technology, and Ms. Pereira, who teaches robotics. Let's go ahead and start with Ms. Hess, but before we begin, don't forget to put any questions that you have in the Q&A box so that we can get to them at the end of the session.
Hey, hi, my name is Mrs. Hess. I teach video game design here at Milwee. Video game design class is a fun and challenging class. It is a foundational course that introduces students to the 3 disciplines of video game design, which are design, art and animation, and programming. Design covers concept development, storylines, analyzing video games, developing characters. Art and animation focuses on digital art, sprite creation, level design, the different types of digital media like bitmap versus vector graphics, and understanding the concepts of those things and the process of animation. We also focus on programming. In this level of course, we focus on the programming concepts and thinking like a programmer, the logic that goes behind your programming. So it is a great foundational course for programming as well. Students create their own games, test games of other students, and give feedback to iterate on their designs. And finally, students form game design teams based on their strengths. Once they learn what their strengths are, whether it's programming, art, or animation or design, and they work together to build games And it is a hands-on course where you will have a full understanding of the entire design process and everything that goes into making a video game by the time you leave this course. Programs that I use are GameStar Mechanic and Scratch, as well as other programs get cycled in depending on what's available at the time. And there's a lot to learn in video game design, and I hope to see you next year at Milwee in video game.
Hi, I'm Mr. Myers, and I teach the music technology course at Milwee. And what that is an introductory course to teach students the ins and outs of creating music through the use of computers. Now, the class utilizes a professional level software called Ableton Live, which is used by many professional musicians in studios throughout the world, as well as introduce them to a free-to-use music production website called Audio Tool that they can utilize to continue creating music outside of the classroom. Once the students enter the classroom, they take the role of the recording artist, and throughout the semester, they will create music and promotional material that will introduce them to the world. The music production projects are broken up into teaching the students how to compose different parts of the song, starting with the beat and the rhythm section, what I call the foundation of the song. Every project that we will do will build upon the last lesson and introduce new sections of the song, such as chords, melodies, and effects. The final project will have the students take what they have learned and compose their very first full-length song. Now, the promotional projects that the students will be doing will give the potential fan a visual representation of who they are as an artist as well as their music by creating concert posters, designing album covers, which will promote the songs that they have created. The other projects that we do include learning the history of recording and playing back music and audio, discovering the psychological connection that music has on our minds, exploring the technological advances in digital music, and learning about different potential careers in music and audio production. Now, once the semester is through, the students will have a better understanding of how to create music, and they will have a collection of songs and visual artwork that they can take with them and share with their friends and family.
Hi, I'm Lana Pereira, and I teach robotics here at Milwee. My classes are grounded in the engineering design process, which I think is not an engineering technique, it's a design for living. The semester LEGO Robotics students start by learning to program, then design and build robots to complete challenges like scoring a goal or dropping a ball onto a target. On screen, you can see a walking robot. They also do advanced challenge tables and advanced robot designs. Currently, some of them are designing carnival rides. In artificial intelligence, students discover how artificial intelligence is used in the real world. And this part of the course changes a bit each year because the outside world is changing all the time. They learn a drag and drop programming language, but if they're already proficient programmers, they can learn Python. We also cover artificial intelligence in business, how artificial intelligence is used in video games, soft robotics, a bit of swarm robotics, a whole swarm of things. I have 4 teams in my first LEGO League Challenge class who compete. They design and build more complex robots to accomplish much more difficult themed challenges, and they also develop an invention or innovation theme-based. They present these to business professionals for feedback and for improvement. Recently, I'm happy to say, I saw an invention developed by a team of mine 5 years ago being used worldwide, and I'm just so sad that my team didn't patent it. Robotics class is great. It helps students develop and improve. It widens their interest. Come and do robotics.
Thank you, technology team. We do have some questions in the Q&A box. All right, Mr. Myers.
Yes.
Here's one for you. What type of apps do you use again? And can you do some of the work outside of school?
Well, what we use in class, I'm going to take this off real quick so you can hear me. What we use in class is only available to us in the classroom, which is Ableton Live. Ableton Live is the program that we have on all of our classroom computers. Now, what Seminole Connect is currently doing, they're using Audio Tool at home, and I have provided a bunch of different tutorials and information that they can use, watch to understand basically the same thing that we're doing in class at the same time. But Audio Tool is a free-to-use program. Basically, all I have the kids do is sign up with their Google School accounts, and they have basically the same functions that we do in the classroom.
All right, I have a question for Ms. Hess. What does it say? What programming language is used in the video game design class?
Well, we use Scratch to learn the, we use Scratch to learn the concepts of programming. That is the most important thing you need to learn when you're starting to learn programming, and it's a great foundation for any programming language. So we'll learn things about variables, operators, Boolean operators, conditional statements are all things you use in object-oriented programming. And for students who want to delve more into it, I do give them other programs where they can practice JavaScript or Python to enrich what they're learning in class. So that's how we start.
Okay. Here's another question for anybody that wants to answer. Do your students work on a project in teams, or do they have individual projects?
I can go first with that one. In my class for music production or music technology, it's an individual basis as of right now. We did have some, before the COVID times, we did have some group projects that they would work on, but as of this year, everything has been individually based for music tech.
Anyone else?
I do have some team assignments still because it's very stressful to design, build, and program a robot by yourself. But we're very careful about contagion.
All right, one of our questions here, how many electives do sixth graders get? Sixth graders need to take their 4 core classes, and then they'll have an opportunity to choose either 3 year-long electives, or they'll get to choose up to maybe 6 semester-long electives. Hope that answers your question. And our last question that I'll take, Ms. Pereira, can we take the robots home?
No, you may not.
All right, thank you so much for participating in our technology session. We have about 10 more minutes to go. Up next, we have a live session with the panel, so stay tuned. Welcome back to our panel. We're going to let you know about some of our award-winning competition teams, our amazing clubs, and address some more questions that you still have.
Thank you, Ms. Darcy. So we have so many different competition teams here at Milwee. So we are very proud of all of our accomplishments. Our SECME competition team is the 8-time regional champion. Our Technology Student Association students compete at the regional, state, and national level, placing first in the region, state, and nation in coding, and also receiving multiple first-place trophies in inventions and innovations, video game design, junior solar sprint, and children's stories. And for the first time, we had a group participate in the teams competition, where we were 3rd in the state. Bex Robotics and Lego Robotics are also our competitive teams, and they're very active on campus. And students can also compete at the Kennedy Space Center and the Student Astronaut Challenge. We also have a Sea Perch competition team. There are several honor and philanthropic organizations on campus. Beta Club is an honor organization and also a service organization that supports the community. And Ash Herod, an 8th grader, is the vice president for the state of Florida. And the Optimist Club participates in many service projects that support the community. And so at Milwee, there is something here for everyone.
Before we go, hey, Dr. Cora.
Yeah.
Tell me about, is there anything with our band program? How well do they do?
Oh, our band program, they're a superior rated band. That is the highest rating that you can earn during the MPA.
Awesome.
44, that is a big number and represents the number of clubs we have here at Milwee during school. Club time is unique to Milwee. It is an opportunity for students to participate in a club of their choice. Club time occurs every Friday at the end of the day. Clubs range from anime to American Sign Language, cell phone photography to cooking, fashion design to flag football, and gaming to Minecraft. Club offerings are based on students' interests, and students get their choice of club, one each semester.
I see some new things at Milwee. This slide represents 63 brand new cameras throughout our campus. Also, we have new interior fencing and gates enclose our entire campus, as well as our exterior fencing. Our front office, our entryway is so pretty, so secure. Let's take a look at this next slide. As you can see, we have a special video intercom security door lock system. Who monitors that?
Ms. Perez, our front office secretary.
She monitors that to make sure that we stay safe. And our next slide, as you can see, is an empty, coming soon, old gym that now is going to be the parking lot, which will allow us to get back into our school through the front office. Which lends us, since we have a no more old gym, we have a brand new gym that has been utilized by our students this year. We got a front lobby, picture of that, and actually the gymnasium. A brand new weight room, and our state-of-the-art locker rooms, and we will provide the locks for our students instead of them bringing them themselves.
All right. So now you've seen all about Milwee, and we are just such a wonderful program for pre-engineering. We are family. It's like coming home. And so if Milwee is the school for you, you need to apply by December 1st. Our in-zone students, if this is where you want to come, you don't need to do anything. This is your school, and you'll select your courses in February. For students who are out of zone and want to come to Milwee, you need to visit the student assignment portal and submit that application by December 1. When you're submitting that application, you have two options. You can apply for Milwee Pre-Engineering Magnet, or you can apply for Milwee Pre-Engineering Magnet plus SCTS Pre-IB Prep. So it just depends on which program of study you want. Everyone here is engineering, but it just depends on that curriculum strand. If you want that academic path that's more advanced, you would choose Pre-IB Prep. Students who are at Hamilton Elementary, you do have a program link, so that means you have priority placement with an on-time application. So once the applications are due in January, you will receive an email from Student Assignment letting you know, congratulations, you've been accepted at Milwee Middle. Or you could get an email that says, thank you for your interest in Milwee. Unfortunately, at this time, we did not have enough seats for the number of applications we received. But if you don't apply, you'll never know. So when you do get that email in January, you need to accept or decline that seat, whether it's on the offer list or the wait list, because many times students move, they change their mind, and we do take students from the wait list every year. All right?
Thank you very much, Ms. Coker. So as we've proceeded through our evening, as you know, we've been answering some questions during each session. We have not had an opportunity to get to all of the questions. So what we're going to do now is take roughly 5-7 minutes and go through some of those questions. Please rest assured, if we do not get to your question, we're going to develop an FAQ, and that will be posted on our website near where you found the link to tonight's event. So the first question we have is, if my child is going into the 8th grade, can she get into the magnet program? And at this stage of middle school, is there a benefit? Ms. Coker, would you take that one?
Yes, absolutely. So 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, they can start at any time. Obviously, you know, it's not starting in 6th grade. You don't get to take all the electives, but we've had students that enter in 7th and 8th grade, and they jump right in. They're in beta. They're in Technology Student Association. They're doing Lego Robotics or C-Perch. So absolutely, they can jump into the pre-IB program at 8th grade and also any of the elective classes for their grade level and competition clubs. And it definitely benefits them, especially for high school if they're looking at going to Lyman for the engineering program or for IB.
Very good, Ms. Hooker. Since you've already got your mask off, I'll just ask you another question. How would transportation work? Do we offer busing?
Yes, so Seminole County does offer transportation to any student who lives more than 2 miles from a school, whether zoned or out of zone. But just keep in mind that it's not necessarily door-to-door service. Your bus stop could be 1 mile to 1.5 miles from your home, and your bus ride could be 45 minutes to an hour, just depending on your location. But transportation is provided. And with the middle school day, we do start later. We start at 9:25, 9:30, and get out at 4:10.
Not quite yet, Ms. Cook.
All right.
We have another question from a parent. Do you have accelerated Spanish class since my child is currently enrolled in dual language?
So we do have Spanish 1 pre-IB for 8th grade, so that is their high school credit when they get into 8th grade. For 6th and 7th grade, we do not offer it on campus, but they can take it through Seminole County Virtual School, and it can be taken here in our ePathway classroom, or you can take it at home during the summer.
Now I can answer something.
Please do. Claro que sí. ¿Qué necesita decir,
Sí,
señor
muy bien.
Cubes?
Entiendo que dice y practica más español. What we do have students that are in our dual language, so we are preparing to have our teacher possibly, we're going to start a Spanish 2 class at Milwee. So one of his sections will be Spanish 2, because I know we have a lot of dual language students that are entering here. So in 7th grade, they'll be taking their Spanish 1. And when they go to 8th grade, he should have a section of Spanish 2.
Ah,
so
qué bueno,
that is our
excelente.
plan.
Very good. We have another couple minutes, so let's move on to the next question. My son is currently on the Seminole County Virtual School Save Your Seat option. Since he is a prime student, he is doing 6th grade advanced honors. What math path will he do when he starts 6th grade at Milwee? Ms. Murphy.
Yeah, I'll take that one. We would prefer that he would move into the GEMS program to stay with the cohort that's going to then move to Algebra 1 honors in 7th grade and geometry in 8th grade. Obviously, we want to place the student based on their need and their ability, so that's where we would start, and we could always make changes after that.
Thank you. One more question. We have time for about one more. We had a question from a parent saying, I understand Milwee is pre-engineering magnet, but this parent wants to know if there are other options to explore engineering or medical at a later stage in middle school.
Yeah, we've kind of talked about this in our engineering session. So we do have medical detectives here. Also in the app creator, they deal with medical apps. But you could then continue to the Academy of Health at Seminole High School or the biomedical program at Lyman.
Very good. That is all the time that we have for questions right now. Please don't fret if we have not answered your question. Again, we will be creating an FAQ. I will make sure that that FAQ is posted on our website, and I will include also some of the questions that we've already answered, just in case you were interested in the response and didn't see it. Let's go ahead and just move on next to Ms. McManus.
We're at the end of the evening, and we appreciate you being here. We would certainly like to know your thoughts about the evening. You can access our survey at our website, which is www.milwee.scps.k12.fl.us. You can see the link on your screen. But you can also go directly to a Google Forms link, and we will be looking at those closely in order to add to our questions session. And we'll see what things you have of interest. If you have additional questions, we'll be able to get you in touch with a counselor who may be able to answer and talk with you about your particular student in greater depth.
On behalf of our Spartan family, I want to thank you for attending our Magnet Night. Remember, if your child has the knack, Milwee Middle is the place for engineering their future.
R-I-S-E Spartan!
Will rise! Thank you for coming.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.